Press in now, please.
Make a noise, Grant.
It's the American noise.
Hey!
Thank you, Grant. As we move into the draft here,
All
Techies,
right.
Abaddon, and Treant. Looks like we called that one, and the last
And
band,
Monkey.
King.
It has.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Come on, have some fun, Freedom.
Come on, Freedom.
Have some
Don't
fun.
do this. Take your time. Look at that. The
They
bread
are
is
thinking about
pulsing
it.
like a heartbeat.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's really
Ah!
sad. Yeah, it's really sad that Arc Warden is also just apparently unpickable
Who hears?
and unbannable. He's so bad.
I
Maybe
can't
should
believe
ban
he's
him.
in like, he's in captain's mode, right? Like,
Yes.
and he's
maybe
just not.
maybe I ban him
going up
tomorrow, and then like some of the teams think, oh wait, maybe he is good.
Woo.
Like they'll remember he's in the game.
Team pick.
That actually would have been a
the
sick
next
joke
level.
if you
Well,
hadn't said anything.
You know, if
But now
we
you kind of ruined it.
if we
No,
get
they don't
another
watch
game
this.
5 in the grand finals, I wonder at what point does Arc Warden come into play? Like, is he
He's
territory for worst hero? Like, is he worse than Gyro right now?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
far
yeah.
worse than Gyro. I mean, Alliance was first picking Gyro in half their games.
Well, that's a fair
10
point, Grant.
seconds remaining.
Alliance also was eliminated.
That's
Yeah,
true.
well, okay.
but not first.
5 seconds.
No
Ah,
team
very
that has
true.
picked Arc Warden has been eliminated from this tournament.
Fact.
Reserve
Fact.
time.
Nyx Assassin. Okay, it's a little change of pace, though. We haven't seen old Nixie too much. I don't think he's been banned at all from the community, that is.
Yeah,
He's a strong hero.
strong independent bug.
Darn tootin', Trent.
Hey, do you guys know where Nyx Assassin's eyes are?
No.
Where?
So if you look at the top, behind the top mandible, there's a tiny black dot. And he has a little eye there. Pretty neat.
Radiant team pick.
Really?
He does?
Now, I'm not lying. Look it up. Look it up, Mott. Bring up a picture of Nyx's model. He's got-
Out.
I have the draft up. I can't.
Doesn't
Bring up a different
Oh,
screen.
I'm
Mott.
gonna have to bring up my client
isn't
here
there
and take
like
a look
a
at
whole graphic or an item that makes it a Dagon up on his head?
It does.
Well, then how do
this.
you?
We're talking about eyes here.
We're talking about his wee little peepers
seconds
beneath the
remaining.
top mandibles.
You can't see it on the
Oh.
portrait here though,
Radiant
right?
team
Oh,
pick.
yes, you can.
Where
They're
are
right-
Io's
they're Right
eyes?
there.
I called it.
a
With.
bold prediction, Grant.
All right, anyway. So
Flax, where are Io's eyes? Is that in the lore?
Io does not have eyes. He is
That's-
all-seeing and all-knowing.
Oh.
So his eyes
But why
are
does he have
much
to
like
turn?
So
the
he's like a bat. So why does he have to turn?
Because sometimes the Lord turns his
10
back on
seconds
us.
remaining.
I'm saying.
Jesus.
You should know this.
5 seconds remaining.
That's
Well
why
said.
you were born. All right, anyway. Benjamin
Reserve
Doom
time.
picked up.
I'd love to see, even though it's not complexity, I'd love to see that bristle.
Ooh,
Oh, you want to see that again?
the bristle
I
wisp.
do.
Dire
Yeah.
team banned.
Tiny going to be banned out as well. Great call, guys. A
Radiant
lot of
team
utility there,
banned.
as well as the Lycan. No surprise.
Dire
Pretty
team
good.
banned.
Goddamn
and the
hero.
CK. Another classic
flying
wisp
through.
pairing.
Yep.
Hey guys, there's still the Ursa Bear.
Ben was he voted out?
Sven was voted out.
Yep.
Oh,
I
we
think his
lost
first
Sven.
day. First day kicked out.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's too bad.
He didn't make
Sad
it on
life.
the list of handsome Dota
10
player or Dota
seconds
heroes.
remaining.
No, he did not. Poor guy.
I'd like to
Single
see a
father.
5
Bloodseeker
seconds
today.
remaining.
I'm sure we will, actually. I don't think that that's too far off. We did see Bloodseeker
Kind of
earlier
NA.
in the tournament.
Reserve
Not
time.
the most impressive showing, but
I mean, he's definitely game 3 material. We're
Sure.
so light on ag.
He's such a
cores
great
here.
position 4 hero. I love that like half jungling coming out of the jungle with the Dagon build. Good
Yep.
stuff. The Jerax style.
such utility with his Q, too. Being able
Mm-hmm.
to heal up allies and stuff.
Mhm.
A lot of teams underutilize that, but it's super good in team fights if you use it correctly. Also,
You know, I'd
good
love to see
What?
Flax. I'd love to see Rubik, Wyvern, and Wind Ranger this game.
Yeah, well,
I think it would really
All
round out once
three
its
get
roster.
picked.
welcome to every pub ever. You know what pisses me off is whenever I have fan games on my stream, my team is always, they pick those 3 heroes on my team every fucking time just to trigger me. Why? Why?
Because they hate you.
I believe it's the response that you're giving right now.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't make
I
it so
just
obvious
embraced
you
it?
hate these heroes, they would
Mm.
never be picked.
I gotta say though, I'm starting to get into the Wyvern train. I think she's coming back.
Really?
She was
Wow.
never gone.
She
Change
was
of
gone.
heart.
She was fucking
Well,
gone.
she
Daddy
did have a
moved
bad
on.
win rate at the major.
Okay,
That's
she had a
definitely true.
lull, but
She was very
I
gone.
think the lull was much shorter than the period in which Slacks hated her.
In this new meta, where Troll Warlord is pretty good, Wyvern is not a bad choice, honestly.
Uh-huh.
And Legion Commander is starting to get really popular. She's very good at that as well. So she coming off the shit list real quick. Anyway, taking their sweet time with this one. We're already in the reserve time here. 40 seconds left, and this is just their ban. What's going on, Wanted? Who are you
My
scared of?
goodness.
I think they're
They're
looking
trying
at
to
their
figure out
Dota
what this
buffs.
Doom's doing. They're looking at him. They're like, where's he gonna go? How he's gonna be rich if he's support. He's gonna be rich if he's
Radiant
a
team.
Is that an
core.
IX Mike special?
I don't believe so, but he's played
Who
it.
knows?
So it could be a 1 then, right?
It could be a
Could be.
BSJ, could be an Ike's Mike, could be a Loki 57. There, Freedom. What a great first 2 picks. It could even be a Venge carry.
Yeah,
we
it
saw
could
be
BSJ's
Venge
played
that's
it quite
true.
a few times too.
Cards are being held to the chest, boys.
10
Yeah, this is
seconds
excellent. It's
remaining.
like they're playing. You know the game Hearts?
Yes.
Yes.
They're
Oh.
shooting the
5
moon.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
There's our Hearts banter, guys. All you Hearts fans out there.
Hearts
all you-
aficionados.
80-year-old grandmas out there watching Elimination mode.
Magnus is a strange band though. Like of all the heroes to like you burn all that reserve time on.
I have
Oh,
to
that
agree
hero's
with
so good.
He's really good.
Plus-
but he's,
Do you think they
IO
were
plus
afraid
1.
of like an empowered Doom on position 1 with all the farming tools? Like, can you
No.
imagine
You're
Doom with a
guaranteed to be
cleave?
grouped because you have an
Dire
IO,
team
right?
pick.
So makes Magnus even
okay.
better.
That's fair.
This is an old NA special right here.
The Razor.
Pretty good against IO as well. People tethered up, hit him with plasma fields and whatnot.
oh, dude, pretty good with any kind of the cores too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
build some time, build some space. Razor is so good at just running around and making people want to
10
kill his
seconds
ass.
remaining.
It's hilarious. So Razor's in. How do you answer that
5
trend?
seconds
What do you pick
remaining.
here? They got a lot of guys that are moving around pretty quick, doing a bunch of stupid
Radiant
shit.
team
And
pick.
Centaur
Oh.
will keep 'em-
You can all move quick and do
There-
stupid shit.
There you go. Great answer.
Great hero.
But
This is great.
we did see the Boris Centaur yesterday, correct? And it was
Yeah, but
not,
where's this Knicks going?
It was
now
not
instead?
palpable. Is that the word?
Is this a mid Knicks?
Nix.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a-
This,
it
this
actually
would be like the worst position 4 Knicks ever.
Seconds remaining.
If you have to play position 4 Knicks with an IO, I super pity you.
5
that sounds
seconds
awful.
It could be a
remaining.
carry Centaur. We've seen
Carry
that.
Centaur, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Carry
mid
Centaur,
Centaur.
mid Centaur, yeah.
Reserve
Comanche
time.
was running that. Surprisingly good. Like a
Anything's
Terrorblade or
possible.
some shit.
Remember that time Comanche almost beat Secret in the open qualifiers at TI?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more you
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
guys.
They look
Great.
pretty good lately.
What stories we weave.
Grant, expert EU
Oh, indeed.
analyst. Yep.
I know all.
I'm kind of surprised they went for something like the Razor when there was like the Weaver, or sorry, the Weaver's gone, but like the Clinks is still in the pool, which one of those classic like anti-IO heroes. I was maybe expecting them to leave their position 1 a little bit later, but
Dire
maybe
team pick.
maybe this Razor will just end up going mid and they'll do like off-lane Doom, and then we will end up getting that like Clinksy
Surprised
late
Rubik
hero.
wasn't picked this game. Thought he could have been decent.
Yeah.
He could still be actually if WanteD want to do it and do like double core with the Nyx and the Centaur. Rubik's definitely the best hero left with Doom, Sand King, and Venge.
10 seconds
I would say I do
remaining.
like Nyx and Centaur together. It can definitely be helpful in the early game
5
where Nyx can pick
seconds
up kills and then
remaining.
Centaur can help him survive. That's a big deal for
Hey,
Nyx.
listen to the synergy here, guys. Okay, you ready
Reserve
for
time.
it?
I'm ready.
Probably
Nyx.
not.
Invisible because of Vendetta. Centaur ult. That's an invisible slow.
My
Alright.
God.
Oh,
Keep that. That is amazing.
The
Holy
synergy
God.
is uncanny.
oh my God.
Radiant team back.
Whoa.
Oh my God!
Eurocopter.
What the?
Alright.
fuck? Okay.
In game 1 with a wisp. Of all the heroes you could have put with that wisp,
Holy
they picked
shit.
Is
Gyro.
that Is this a mid gyro maxing homing missile?
It is. This is the support gyro, guys.
You just
Sand
said
King-
mid.
Support. It's the mid.
It's
Mid
the
gyro.
Easy mid support gyro. He needs the early levels on missile.
Yes.
Then he's going to
Mhm.
change lanes, put those missiles on whatever Sand King's in, ruin his early game. Razor
Reserve
gets fucked.
time.
It's going to be a 3x missile maxing gyro.
Or wait,
Genius.
I recall Alliance 3 years ago played a support gyro. Actually. Maybe
they
they'll do it
win?
again. No, they lost. No, it was terrible.
Dire
Thank you,
team
Grant.
back.
You're welcome.
3 years ago.
In my day, this was terrible even back then.
All right. Pudge, 5th ban here out of Freedom. WanteD. One more left. So they've got a lot of flexibility with these lanes on WanTED's side.
Yeah, both teams do, honestly.
Yeah,
Freedom.
10
I have no
seconds
idea what
remaining.
positions any of these heroes are. other
yeah,
than
that's
Razor.
true. Actually, with Freedom, it could be a
5
core
seconds
Venge. It could be a mid Doom. It could be a jungling Doom. Who the fuck knows?
I think this actually
Dire
is going to be
team
a BSJ Doom, more than likely, with Sand King in the off lane, and then they're going to last pick a support. But they don't think so. They WanteD bans out another carry, so maybe I'm just wrong.
How
Hope
about they
not.
just go full greed and pick Enigma versus Io? Let's see it finally.
Why would anyone
The
do
black
that?
hole.
Remaining.
Why?
Sounds
Why?
terrible.
Out of all the heroes to
5
counter Io
seconds
with, why would you
remaining.
choose Enigma?
Why don't they just take Disruptor?
You don't think? Yeah, Disruptor's there too. You don't think Enigma's good
Reserve
against Io?
time.
I mean, Enigma's
It's okay.
it's
10 seconds
just as good as
remaining.
anyone else. What makes him good against Io? Am I
It's
confused?
called Black
5
Hole.
seconds remaining.
That's
Whoa.
good against
You
anyone, you fucking
you
moron.
black hole
Have you
the
heard
Loki.
of global silence? I heard it's good against Io.
All right.
So they take a third offlaner.
What year is it?
I guess this is gonna be like, is this position 4 Centaur like someone was running the other day?
Or is this just
It better not be.
the weird? I don't know.
Is this-
I would rather for the Centaur than the Nyx. I feel like you.
What? Excuse me.
All right.
Excuse me, Trent.
So it is support
What?
something.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just
disgusting.
telling you priorities here, man.
There is no
This-
such
yeah.
thing as support center. It doesn't exist.
This actually
Okay.
looks like an NA Dota pub. Like, it actually just looks like it. They just picked random heroes in the AP draft, and here we go.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
They needed some physical, so I kind of like this freedom draft here, boys. I think they've got a few more options. You've got some good control, some nice spammable stuns, a snowbally mid or safe lane or wherever Razor or TA go.
Yeah. Well, they do have a lot of global presence with WanteD, though. I mean, Io and Gyro can go anywhere after Nyx spots them out, and Nature's Prophet can bump up at the end. But
It's
the
true.
question is, who do you pick off on Team Freedom easily? I mean, everybody's kind of tanky. Everybody has kind of an escape mechanism, except for Razor. And
I guess TA get some dust.
I guess, but if TA gets a good start, she'll just blow up anyone that gets near her. So that would be
mean,
pretty tough.
When you write, you write.
So who are you guys thinking? Are you thinking Freedom? With
I'm
those-
actually thinking freedom. Dare I say?
Do you
I like
see
Freedom's
the
draft
odds
better.
minority?
This is the game, guys.
Quick, get your
GG
bets
bet.
What do you think, Sunsfan? What are you feeling here, bud?
I see a centaur. I'm sorry. Just gonna have to go with that. Whatever team that is.
So you're going for the team with Gyrocopter and Nature's Prophet.
Middle
correct.
gyro it is.
All right.
Wow.
A bold prediction. Trent, I guess you're siding with the gods over here, Team Freedom.
Freedom. Go freedom.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna stick with my gyro support homing missile theory. I
Well,
know-
he's middle.
Yeah, he's gonna go
Oh,
mid and
okay.
max homing missile, and then he'll leave. Trust me, I've seen it, I've done it,
And then
I've
what?
lived it.
Give Wisp the lane or?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Oh,
Oh,
now
okay.
it all comes together. Oh, I get
Yeah,
it.
that makes sense.
Trust
yeah.
me, we'll see it in the highlights tomorrow. I'm gonna put all of my money on max homing missile. Gyro.
I'm excited to watch poverty mode PPD. Like he's playing Earthshaker, but the Fisher is like a third the distance while he's on Nyx here. So
This
that should
looks
be great.
rough.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough for WanteD, but
Like, good luck, PPD, dude.
yeah, he'll be fine.
We'll
If
see.
anyone's
So
gonna do it,
are-
it's
We're still
Fever.
thinking it's BSJ Doom.
No,
huh?
it's Razor.
That's
No,
Eagle.
BSJ Razor.
And it is
Okay.
support, yeah, support Doom. So he'll get rich quick, much like my comrade 50 Cents,
My-
the rapper.
Wow.
My comrade, 50 cents.
Great. Well, we're all going to
Thanks.
get rich if Grant is correct here with our sponsor. We'll see soon. But it looks like the cast is beginning.
Time for
Yes.
us to be quiet. And
Hey!
It is
Hey!
time. Whoa, look at you, Trent. It's time to get into this game. It's going to be Sunsfan and Cinderin, a real treat for this opening series.
Hello?
Hi.
Cinderin?
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah. This is
Oh,
gonna be a real treat.
I have missed your voice.
I'm looking at these picks, and I think this is gonna be a fun game.
Which
So,
team is better?
that's a good question, but a better question is, should I have open mic on in Dota or not?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will hold my judgment until.
All right, you just hold it. I'll
Now,
just explain things.
Here we go.
Okay,
Here's
now
the
you're
open
ready.
mic.
Good to go.
So the way I see it, I think WanteD are going to have trouble until they get Blink on either Nyx or the Centaur. I think the Team Freedom lineup is, for me, is a bit more well-rounded with like their ability to just move around and generate kills. Doom and the Sand King Avenge, all three of them are able to move around the map and kill. And if you look at WanteD, what are their setup stunts? It's Impale and it's Hoof Stomp, both of which are difficult to land, right? So if they don't have a good laning stage, I think this could be a really fast game. But if WanteD pull off a good laning stage and get their items, this kind of lineup can snowball like absolute crazy in the mid game. So yeah, look out for the first 5 minutes, I think, for this one.
Now I'm really sorry that we didn't get to cast any Abaddon, by the way. That's the real NA special. I don't know if you guys, I guess you guys probably don't scrim NA teams, but DC sure does, and every game, literally every single game has Abaddon. don't know if you've had the pleasure of going against that, but
It's not that big of a pick in the
Yes.
European scene right now,
Yes,
at
I
least. But
agree.
it's an NA classic. It's like always been a big NA pick, I think. So
it's just IX Mike basically. Doom right now has boots, level 1, and a smoke. What do you think? I mean, he's gonna get Devour level 1, so he can't do anything until he gets an actual creep. What's the best possible creep that you get here? You went for the troll right now to help jungle.
I think the troll is the best actually. But then I don't think you should have gone for this item build. If you're starting out as jungle Doom, there's like 2 routes to take. The one is where you eat a creep and you immediately go to a lane and harass, and the other one is where you farm. And if you're farming, the troll is the best. 50 mana cost. Skeletons you can farm really fast. But at the same time, you know, this hero has a pretty shit mana pool, you know. 200 mana, you devour a
Yes.
creep, then you have 1 spell. Bottom. There's trouble.
Oh no, IX Mike!
Oh, they hit
if
the
only
stun!
you were Abaddon! Oh, Chessie getting harassed down. Loki attempting to chase him down with that magic missile. If he gets it off, he's donezo. But the Fog of War working to the favor of Chessie, who's just eating the shit out of these trees, attempting to sprout away, and he's good to go. All right.
Oh,
Very
he was
nicely
real
done.
hungry there.
Yeah, delicious, delicious tangos. So first blood going the way of WanteD, and despite having the quote-unquote worst lineup, they're off to a great start, Cinderin. What the hell?
I don't
Centaur
like
just
saying
keeps
they
on.
have the worst lineup. I just think it, you
Just
know,
say
it,
it. Just say
it depends on the timing entirely, to be honest. I think in this game, the fact that they get this bottom first blood should not have happened, and that's a really, really big start for them, because it already brings PPD up to level 3, and then Nyx, who we thought was going to be fairly weak early on. So I agree right now, to me, Freedom's lineup is stronger, but they need to get something done with their early game advantage, just from a draft perspective, else it can very quickly get scary. So, yeah, good start for them. What happened to Abandon, by the way? Was it banned, or... did
Oh
nobody
yeah,
know?
it was for. I mean, I was
First ban?
thinking about banning it myself for the Suns ban, but I knew they would ban it already, so there was no point in wasting it. So just put it on Omni Knight, because who wants to see that hero played, honestly, other than the Slacks, of course. Centaur changes lanes, by the way, and is now jungling in some respect, and I think WanteD's getting a lot out of this map right now as far as XP is concerned.
Yeah, so they rotate the Nature's Prophet top. I think they realized that after this first blood bottom, and I believe they saw Doom rotate on this nice ward they have in the Radiant jungle, then they were just like, okay, abandon ship bottom lane, we can't really play our dual lane to its full effect, so now we can just play the Nyx as an offlaner, and we can rotate our heroes around and be a little bit greedy, just take advantage of it. I think this rotation from WanteD is pretty good. And now the Centaur will go and be the offlaner instead, and PPD can now swap lanes. He's buying a TP here, probably going to see him either try for a kill in the mid lane on the TA, or go to top.
Middle lane in the meantime, Rocket Barrage taking off the refraction, but Tomato just goes invis, thanks to the meld, and beats up QO a bit. What do you think of... So, we have a gyrocopter mid, which we've seen before in this tournament, but they maxed homing missile. Obviously, he's maxing Rocket Barrage to take off the refraction.
Yeah.
Do you go more than one in homing missile in this lane?
I don't know. I'm not really a gyro mid player. I'm not really a gyro player.
You
at
should
all.
learn. I hear it's a great hero these days.
Yeah, it's really popular. It has like a pick rate of 0% so far, so
Hey, this is the first
It's
game and it was picked. They
certainly
have,
making a splash in the competitive scene nowadays.
this is how it gets started. You've
Yeah.
been here before, Syndrin. You know what
I
the
think
hero
Gyro's
of this tournament
situationally-
is, right?
It's situationally good.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I don't know. Homing Missile is a weird
Look at
spell
that.
to run against TA, right? Because if she has Refraction up, it doesn't matter what level it is for the
Right.
damage. It's 0, so...
I think they were planning on going against or they were expecting Razor.
there's the
to have
rotation.
to be the mid. As Gyrocop's getting stunned, but
Nice
there's
stun.
a nice counter stun by Peter Pan. Damn! TP onto the shrine. PPD only level 4. I don't think he's being able to get out of this in all likelihood if somebody can just get one stun. 19 seconds left on the whole boulder for the Doom. And PPD, I mean, he's pretty fast. Has good regen. A nice triple impale, but he gets counter stunned by Loki. And the chase will... This is... Okay, space created, even if he
Yeah,
dies.
I was
this is
gonna
nice.
I was gonna say that. Now I don't have to.
You never have to say anything in our cast.
All right,
It's
there
good.
we go.
But
That's
no, anyway.
a 4-man rotation, 3 of which chased him for like 30 or 40 seconds to kill
Yeah.
a position 4 or 5. That's not really worth it for Freedom. They gave away a lot of lane presence there.
JO level 3 with Invis bottled up. Now, we've talked about this before. Heroes being picked in these weird-ass tournaments that we run, and then end up showing up in Captain's mode at some point. You know what the hero is this time? Do you know?
It's not Gyrocopter.
It's not Gyro, that's for
Oh,
sure. As we're going to see some
That's a nice
action
TP
mid
from
lane.
Jesse here.
Tomato still has Refraction. Here's the counter initiation yet again from Loki and the Doom. Jo getting quite low. Doesn't have the invis anymore, but still has Bottle.
Dyer's top
Doom.
tower is under attack.
A couple more right clicks will take him down, but they can't quite catch up as Tomato. Treat up, and this is going to break things. This is almost everybody here. It's a 4v4 between the tier 1 and tier 2 mid. Anywho, back to my thought, Cinderin. I know it's very important that we discuss this.
Absolutely.
The hero is in fact Troll Warlord. What are your thoughts on that bad boy? He has been in almost every series in EM, and he has dominated almost every game.
Yeah, it's a pretty good hero. I don't think it's just a hero, you just pick early in CM now, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, we forgot about Troll. But it could be that it brings it back a little bit. I think the hero has been underpicked, so I would agree with that. It's more about what you pick Troll with than the hero itself. Oh, Boris is in a lot of trouble. Okay, no stun on him there.
Well, he is Centaur after all. He's going to attempt to
he's dead.
TP out. And the stun from Loki finishes him off. Poor guy. Maybe if he had a different set, he'd be fine. Mid lane in the meantime, sprouted up. Tomato just eats his way through thanks to the Quelling Blade. Stun from PPD misses. Another rotation from Eagle. I feel like he's TP'd 3 or 4 times already to stop these engagements. And he still
That's a
has
nice
the Hurl
Quelling Blade
Boulder.
pickup. Good foresight. I think, some would say it's obvious to do it against Nature's Prophet, but it's still good to see that he realizes that's a big threat to him. Oh, Eagle's dead.
And Eagle taken out by PPD. In the meantime, Razor, BSJ. Wow, he actually got completely dominated. Ice,
Yeah,
Mike, and Loki are gonna shrine up.
Razor is in a little bit of an awkward situation in these engagements because the way you want to play it is obviously have your static link running and run aggressively in and tank up damage and then kill people off with your static link. But this early on, when Gyro is level 5, Rocket Barrage actually deals so much damage that Razor has to yield to Gyro, and he's the guy he wants to drain. At the same time, there's like additional magic damage. There's this really well-leveled Nyx from PPD right now. It's almost level 6, minute 7 as a support.
Look at these stacks.
Spirits, there was a Fury on ulti. He can't tank this right now on Razor. I think he really needs to buy like an infused raindrop and perhaps some cheap stats so that he can survive and get his damage out.
What patch is this? They're taking out like 2 triple stacks, maybe even quad stack here. Oh, it can't be a quad stack, I guess, but a lot of creeps nonetheless, and Team Freedom shows up to the party. Looks like they're going to take out Io pretty easily. Of course, Gyro's already used his ult to farm creeps. He might pay the ultimate price for that, but he's pretty fast with those phase boots. Eagle doesn't have any more spells to use, but the... Wait, what? Oh, that was the Sand King
Caustic Finale,
actually.
Yeah, very nice.
Great passive.
Those kills are actually so important for Freedom. If they would have not got anything out of those stacks being taken, this early game would look pretty grim for them. But this trade-off puts them in a decent position here. I think overall it's fair to say the early game has gone pretty even. However,
Yeah,
with
it's
what
only
I
a
said before the
400
game
gold
started,
lead.
if it goes even, that's good for WanteD, I think. This could have gone way worse for them. They're getting through a hard stage in the game fairly unscathed here.
Yeah, I mean, it's 8.5 minutes in. They're only down by 700 gold. Not too shabby. As we can see a smoke up. QO leading the way with those phase boots in check, along with the ring of Aquila, however you want to say it. Tequila.
Aquila, it's Latin and means eagle. You're welcome.
I prefer Aquila. No,
So you could say
Tequila. Aquila.
Ring of Aquila.
Aquila?
Aquila. I don't know.
That's just like pronouncing your name.
Let's just
Pretty
call
much
it Aquila.
impossible.
Aquila sounds good.
Aquila. Tequila. Aquila. No, I like Aquila. Actually.
Of course you
I'm
would
just
like
gonna
the
make my
worst
own
option.
pronoun-
That's like with everything else.
Well, it's just one of those things, you know? If it sounds right, I'm just gonna go with
I
it.
used to call it Aquila. Then I learned. Now
Oh,
you learn,
PPD
but you don't
misses
care.
the
Oh,
stun. That's correct. You know me too well. Tomato invisible. And there's the dust. They can easily finish him off.
well, now he's invisible again.
Yes. Very good observation.
Radiant's middle tower is under
As
attack.
top tower is going to be beaten on by the Doom and BSJ
Radiant's
Razor.
bottom tower has
Fortification's
fallen.
up, but they should be able to get this tower. In the
Dyer's
meantime,
top tower is under
middle
The
tower is
trade
being
safe
pounded
lane
upon.
towers. This is fairly expectable that this happens with a core Nature's Prophet this early. Very good
Is
at
that a
taking
word?
that safe lane tower.
Dyer's top tower has
What was that?
fallen.
expectable? Did you say something incorrect?
It's just
Rowan?
as much a word as Aquila is. I guess.
That's just wrong pronunciation. It's not just wrong, you know? Anywho, the more
You're just
important
wrong.
thing is
That's
the Tomato
generally
is going to
how it
get
goes.
stunned up by the homing
Yep,
missile.
Chessie's dead.
Is he though?
This is a really fast blink dagger on IX Mike, all things considered. I don't know why he didn't just stun Epi the Furion on the
He's
rune there.
scared,
I'm
man.
pretty sure that was a kill.
He saw Gyrocop and he's like,
But-
this is a top tier hero.
I
don't
don't
wanna
even
initiate
think the
into that.
gyro was in vision at that point.
It's IX Mike, bro. He knows. Come on.
Dire's middle tower
Give
is
the guy
under
some
attack.
credit.
I feel like there might have been a kill there, but there's obviously the Nature's Prophet has Dragon Lance and Raindrops, so maybe he thinks he doesn't have enough damage. I think his team could have maybe caught up in time, but there's also, if he doesn't know Stampede is on cooldown, there's a lot of factors, so fair enough. He's saving the ulti, might want to use a bigger one for a team fight with this Blink Dagger. Unfortunately, he just revealed his Blink Dagger, though, blinking on the Nature's Prophet there, so that element of surprise is kind of gone now. And has a tendency to give at least 1, maybe 2 kills the first time you get a Blink Dagger on a hero like that.
PPD vendetted up. I've been really excited to watch PPD this patch because typically he's so poor and so underleveled, but it's 7.0. You know, he's already level 7, 11 minutes in the game. I don't know if I've ever seen that, actually.
I have.
Okay, well, you may
I
have watched
think
a
I'm
little
just
few
going to
more
say
games
that.
than
I
me.
can't reference any game, but it must
Probably
have
in a
happened.
game they stomped, right?
Yeah,
Typically
most
it's like
likely.
15, 20 minutes in, he's like level 8 or something. Anywho, he is vendetted up, just giving vision for now. And like you
this-
said, IX Mike has
Radiant's
the
top
blink,
tower
and
is
Boris right
under
now,
attack.
he's... Oh, wait a second. He had blink queued up, but he went for a hood first. What do you think about that?
It's good. He wants to run in and tank damage for his team so that the others can get their spells off. If he gets blink first and he blink stuns, maybe he gets a pick off, but he's gonna die in return. There's so much magic damage on this Radiant lineup. All of their heroes, apart from the TA, have good damage of that type, so I think it's a good choice. It also allows him to farm faster. You can just double edge in the jungle, and it doesn't really cost you anything. Really good build. Now, I don't think Freedom are... You know, they're farming well on this TA, and the Sand King also has really good CS, but they're giving away their towers. They've lost the bottom and the top tier 1 now. This top tier 1 was taken from full HP to 0, and they didn't try to defend it. That's generally a bad sign, especially when you have these items, like Sand King has Blink Dagger, they have good levels and decent farm. Like, you don't want to give towers away and lose map control against a team with this like global presence. They're just going to go to the next tower now, I think. Boris is showing up mid, and Freedom, their heroes are a bit like fragmented around the map. Look at this Doom's positioning, standing alone bottom with no TP, can't really reach anything. They're split around.
There might be some miscommunication. There is a stand-in, mind you.
Radiant's
Loki
middle
playing the
tower
Vengeful
is under
Spirit. They're
attack.
gonna see PPD who gets stunned up. Doom is available. Then they're gonna dust because he's out of range of the Sentry, and that's gonna be an easy kill going the way of Team Freedom. Still, they're down about 1,000 gold right now, and like you said, WanteD is perfectly fine just farming up for the time being. Boris,
Yeah,
once he
this
gets
kill
blinked,
is
do they get more
gonna
aggressive?
probably
Perhaps?
give them a tier 1 tower mid though. So this is the kind of kills that are really good, where you get some sort of objective as a collateral. But nice call down. They're actually gonna fight them here.
Oh boy, Eagle. He has Doom. Can he get it off? A nice swap keeping him alive. He's going to attempt to cast it, I assume. There goes onto the Gyrocopter, who's just going to right-click away to his heart's content. BSJ dealing some damage, but doesn't look like Team Freedom wants to fight despite the Doom being applied. Just going to go Shrine, perhaps.
So BSJ has this Helm of the Dominator. I'm not sure what he dominated. I think he just dominated a melee creep in the mid lane. I think he has to be a little bit more ambitious and get a key kill against this Dire lineup. Like something like maybe an Ice Ogre could be nice. Just some extra armor, maybe the move speed creep, maybe a Purge creep.
Oh,
Lots
we
of
got a
options.
double
Chessie?
smoke. They're going to collide! Burrow Strike onto the Sand King. Jail getting very, very low, but staying alive for now. Chessie stuck in the middle of a sandwich of Doom and God knows what other heroes, and he's going to be the first to drop along with the IO. So it's a 2-0 as Loki is getting quite low. A beautiful triple Burrow Strike from IX Mike and Team Freedom out of nowhere. Just completely team wiped. WanteD. Jesus,
Yeah,
that's
this
without
is-
a Doom.
This is what needed to happen for them, is that they just come together, they force an objective, and wanted, I don't want to call it take the bait necessarily, but they try to defend their tower while they're a man. Like they weren't in that good of a position to go in for that. And obviously, like we talked about, this Radiant lineup this early on is just extremely powerful compared to the Dire lineup. That you just look at the heroes, and if there's one thing the Dire lineup is lacking right now, it's actually damage. Like it's It's not that easy for them to take these fights. So if I'm wanted, I'm happy with getting the towers I got early. Just keep split pushing and try to farm up key items, and then eventually you'll get an opportunity later. You saw how difficult it was for them to engage, right? They call down, they stampede, they run in, and it's like, well.
Oh my god, I might vomit here. QO is rushing an Aghanim Scepter. Please explain this to me. Please, please, God, just make sense of this. Please. Are you there? Are you? Alright, so I'm going to explain what this does. It adds a side gunner, and in my quote-unquote very esteemed and respected Aghanim's list, this is literally the second worst in the entire game.
What's the worst?
The worst is ODs because it doesn't work as intended.
Oh, this one is worse, man.
I mean, you can argue. Both are, I think these are definitely bottom two, though. But the thing that doesn't make sense about this is, if you're going to get Ags on this hero, you would think it's later once you actually have damage, right?
In my optic about Gyro, there's one situation where you get this item, and that's when your Alchemist is full on items.
Yes.
He has given everyone else on the team an axe. He's literally
Including
shitting
himself?
gold, and he's running out of space to put that.
Yes, yes.
And then he gives you an Aghanim Scepter because he's like, okay, else I'm gonna get taxed too much or something like that.
Alright, the only thing I can think of in this game that makes any remote sense here is that he's expecting to get doomed. So he can attack twice. But the problem with that is, just get a Lincoln's, you know? Just get a Lincoln's. It's IX Mike bottom
Reload.
lane. He's gonna get out just fine. Oh my god.
Whoa. Oh, that ain't good.
NA builds. QO is getting in the NA spirit right now. Maybe there's something we don't know.
I don't know. Like, you know, whenever it comes to item builds, I try to keep an open mind, and no, but I'll
No,
be serious
I
here.
understand, but-
When you look at, I think sometimes in commentary, casters are a bit fast to just jump on the, no, they need this item, or no, this item is bad, why isn't he getting this? And then you need to put yourselves in the player's shoes and try to understand what the logic is, but I just don't know. I can't give you a good answer here, because I personally really dislike the item. I think it's very bad. It's good stats, which is nice, but I think there's better choices if you just want stats. Like, the Gyro doesn't really need the mana. You can buy like Sanjin Yasha or Dragonlance, or Pike, you know, items like that instead, if you just want the stats. So I don't
would
know
agree.
if QO is thinking of the old Ags here, and he just wants to global call down with the Wisp ganks.
He's gonna
but
find
that
out real
doesn't
quick that he
work
can't do
anymore.
that.
So,
Well, let's say it was the old Ags. Would it be good in this scenario? I mean, it'd be better than this, obviously.
it would be
but
better.
good.
I don't know. I don't think it's a good item on Gyro personally. But we'll see how it works out here for QO. Of course, the more items he gets later, the better it gets. When he starts getting any sort of damage item, it obviously scales with him, so the payoff is better later. But then again, like, what's the logic? Why didn't you buy those first then, and then get this last when it
What's
scales?
the? Do you know the range on the side gunner?
How fast do you farm with this? That's something we didn't talk about. Like, how much
Yeah.
farming speed does it give? Is it like when you go for a farming build-up on another hero, that's like, oh, this farming item isn't that good right now, like Battle Fury on Anti-Mage, and then all of a sudden you show up and you're rich?
PPD tries to scout out the Roche, but they get Aegis. A nice 4-man Impale, though, into a call down. The side gunner, look at how much it's doing! Nothing, essentially. But they're going to get the kill.
got a
That's
hit
2
off
for
there.
1.
Got the bench.
And the Sprout on the
Another
BSJ, who still
quelling.
has that Quelling Blade. He's going to be fine for now. And away he gets. So, WanteD, they give up the Aegis, but get 2 kills and trade for 1.
Yeah, so okay, let's just look at side gunner.
Yeah.
Every 1.1 seconds, it attacks a random enemy unit in 600 radius, right?
Yes.
What's Gyro's attack speed right now? He hits once every 0.9 seconds. So it's technically a permanent double damage for farming. That's pretty good, right? Like, he can't
Okay.
decide what target gets hit, but targets will get hit all the time. It's pretty much a double damage. It's like plus 80% damage on just random farming right clicks. That's good. The problem with it in fights is that you can't decide what the target is. You need to be in the right position. A lot of the time you want to be out of the range of a lot of heroes and just use Flak Cannon, which hits for 1,000 radius instead of the 600. But just for the purpose of farming, this is like a poor man's Battle Fury, maybe, for Gyro. Like, he will farm faster. I mean, honestly...
No, you're right. I didn't think about that, because typically when I think of this Aghanim Scepter, I'm like, all right, you want to get tons of damage, and then it's like your last item because it procs everything, right? But if you're using it just for farming, it's kind of like a Hand of Midas. kind of.
Yeah, it's
Ike's Mike.
it's pretty decent. It's a Midas that gives stats, right? So it's not.
All right, we'll
That's the
reserve
best I've
judgment.
got. It's
We'll
the best
reserve judgment
I've got,
until the end of the
Shannon. I can't
game.
do better than that on this.
Yeah, we can just wait until the end of the game and see what happens.
I definitely think he bought it with farming in mind. I don't think he bought it with fighting in mind, because honestly, this item is just not good for that at this stage in the game.
Yeah. All right, well, he gets a Morbid Mask for now for a little bit of lifesteal. Is he going to run right into Loki? Nope. You can see the bounty rune's gone and just jet on out. But you brought up SNY as a potential option for him, perhaps even Razor at some point. What do you think? Do you think the changes to this? Oh, I was going to have some action here. Eagle stuck inside a Sprout, and the magic damage is way too much for him to live through. Can't even get his Doom off. I don't know if Team Freedom still wants to fight this. Tomato, oh my god, the damage is out of control, but Io will live to see another day as Tomato. His refraction is taken off. Kyo cancels TP, is slowed up. They might be able to pick this up, actually.
He was
Ike's Mike
actually
with a
fine,
nice
but he
Yules.
thought Sanking had a stun, I think. Oh, nice stun.
Yeah, no Burrow Strike going to be coming as of yet. Shrine is popped. Kyo still in a lot of trouble, though, and down he goes. So Io gets out, but not the carry. As PPD stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. Pops the spike carapace, but it only delayed the inevitable. Anyway, SNY. I know you were a fan of this before it was being picked up very consistently back in the day. This is a long time ago at this point. The changes that have been made to the MAME chance, is that enough for it to be picked up again?
I don't know. It's like, it's a slow transition, right? Because the item that you will always compare it to right now is Dragonlance. Dragonlance got nerfed a bit again. Sanjin Yasha got buffed a bit again. I still think Dragonlance is overall most of the time the better purchase, especially because it upgrades into Pike, which is an incredible item still. I think that item is super good. But everything helps, right? It's... I don't know,
So
I still
it's
feel like
probably too
Sanjin Yasha
much
is such
to
a
get both,
situational item
right?
in comparison, but...
Is it too much, it's not enough damage if you go both Dragonlance and SNY, is that what you're saying? They're kind of mutually exclusive?
It's pretty expensive, right? It's good stats, though. I think there's a couple of heroes that it can be nice on. A hero that comes to mind for me is like Vengeful Spirit, who benefits a lot from the range of the lance, and at the same time has really good agility and strength gain, and benefits very much from just maxing out all those stats and being super tanky, because it's like a different type of carry, right? It's not your classic carry. She's really in your face and short range. So that's a hero I can see it on. I don't know if you can build... I feel like it's not ambitious enough in a hero like the new Lone Druid carry build, for example. You want bigger items that deal more damage. Mostly the case. Like... It's an all-round item, but the problem is that Dragonlance is also an all-round item that's more cost-efficient, and then you go for another item.
Oh, top lane, Tomato, scouted out by PPD, and that
a
is
good
the
kill.
Aegis.
We have a
Reinforcements
dust.
are on the way. Sand King, Ike's Mike, pops his ult, blinks in, Gyrocopter at half HP, but Jayo doing a nice job of keeping him alive. He's also doomed, in fact, and taking the right clicks of Tomato. Can Jayo get him the hell out of here? He's attempting to! He's gonna make it somehow into the fountain, will not die to the doom in the end. In the meantime, Boris attempting to TP out. He's actually gonna get out as well. WanteD, very nice job. Taking the Aegis and not having any casualties, aside from, you know, Aya, but that's expected.
That was very, very good for them. I think possibly they could have disengaged entirely after they killed the TA the first time, but they're not exactly sure what they're dealing with. And given that Sand King came in like that with the Epi, only losing the Wisp is really, really good. Might cost them a time. Oh, Kyo is really out of position here. That
He's like,
was
I got an
not
Aghanim
the
Scepter, I
plan.
can take it. Oh, a huge hoof stomp, but it's already too late. Gyrocopter is donezo. And the Hurricane Pike being used to full effect on Boris, who just can't get in range to do much. He's gonna, oh, he's actually gonna live. I thought the Doom spell was gonna take him out, but in the meantime, that's 2 dead right off the bat for Team Freedom. Chesty's gonna get away with a sliver of HP. PPD pops the spiked carapace. Doom has absolutely no mana, can just get off one more Infernal Blade. Impale will completely miss Chesty in the meantime. I mean, this Sprout is owning Doom this game. He has just been stuck in here perpetually, and he's gonna drop it pretty easily. So that's 3 for 1. They do lose Gyro, but a nice turnaround in the end.
Yeah, that... You would almost think it was premeditated the way it turns out, but Gyro was baiting it a little bit early, I think. Still, that stun from Boris was amazing, and I believe this guy got a lot of praise for his axe, I think. that he played previously in one of the Captain's Mode series. And he seems to have a very good eye for when to go in and hit these like really good combo stomps. This is not his first good stomp in the game. Kind of saves the entire fight there, but with a great first hoof stomp. By the way, I just got a message on Steam.
Yes.
Aghanim's upgrade for Gyrocopter provides an average of 142 bonus attack speed. But is it worth it? That was the quote. So
Okay.
we're kind of back where we were before. It gives a metric though. Like 140 attack speed is a lot. You know, if you think about what you pay for that in the game in general. But it's a little bit flawed thinking as well, right? Because you can't choose your target. If you could buy Aghanim Scepter and get 142 attack speed, I think people would probably buy it on Gyro.
Right. Is it just the closest target to you?
No, it's a random 600 AoE.
Oh, random.
That's
Oh.
the problem. So you can't guide who it hits in a fight. If you could like
Right, it would
play
actually
around
make
that,
more sense
then
if it was like the closest target, something like
I could see that. I
tiny
don't think it
toss.
would be imbalanced.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
we're gonna have to
reload bottom?
relocate. And looks like Templar Assassin is gonna be dead. He gets swapped out, but swaps out a dead body actually, as the Doom is gonna be applied to the Gyrocopter, but he doesn't give a shit. He's gonna take out yet another hero. As Doom, well, you use your Doom, you're sprouted up again, and yet another kill going the way of WanteD.
Team Freedom are
that-
they're getting outplayed on these moves, and the problem that they will have right now is that when you're playing against this kind of draft, that's why it was important that they won the early game. I don't think they won it hard enough, necessarily at least. What's going to happen now is Nyx will find an opening, and they can literally pour in 3 out of the 4 remaining heroes. They can relocate one guy, and then Furion can TP. So you need to be very convinced that you have a good jump, or that you have the numbers advantage. Else you can get punished really hard. Wait, does Side Gunner hit the tower?
Yeah, it should.
Oh, that's pretty nice. I actually didn't know it does that. That helps as well.
So tell me this,
It's good for pushing.
Cinderwin. If Doom gets an Aghanim Scepter and continues to Doom Gyro, which he's been doing every fight anyway,
Yeah.
which I don't know why that's happening by the way, but regardless, does it disable Aghanims?
I don't think so because it's not technically an ability. Break breaks the passives, right? But it's not an
Yes.
ability on the hero, so I don't know. I should know this from my 100 games of experience playing against Ag's Gyro. I know, but
Well,
It doesn't
maybe
come
after
to
this
mind.
game, if they win, you'll try it out in a scrim or something.
I feel like this is pretty far down for Doom on Doom's shopping list, though. I think he needs to buy a Force Staff. That's actually what he has queued up now. That's a good choice. He's died so many
Sprouts have
times to
been
this
owning.
Sprout. It's funny how they have 2 ranged heroes on their team that both went for the Quelling Blade, the Razor and the TA, and now they both have pikes. But the Doom never picked up on he didn't get the memo earlier that that's a good item. Could have probably given him quite a better game. Might have died 2 or 3 times less actually just by having a Quelling Blade. And now he's gonna get a Force Staff. But it's a bit
Yeah.
late. See if
Now,
the smoke wears.
If you're, we'll see if this
successful.
actually comes to fruition at all. As Kyo's in the jungle, he might run right into the onslaught of Team Freedom. He's going to attempt to go for these Ancients, but Team Freedom, they find Jo. Not as good of a pickup, but, they'll take it at this point. If you're Doom in these fights, who do you want to ult? Like, what's your number 1 priority?
I would say you Doom either, if you can, you Doom either Io or, well, unless you can just kill Io, right? If anyone gets in on him, if Tia gets in on him in a stun, he's dead. So
Right.
then you don't Doom him. Else, I think the Nature's Prophet is a pretty good Doom target. He's very farmed.
Oh, Gyro. He's going
Or
to
the
get
Gyro,
doomed
of
again, and this
course.
time the right clicks of Tomato are enough to just decimate him. In fact, the Doom was probably not even needed, but better safe than sorry. Is that
There's an interesting point being brought up in chat. Apparently, this game is all about Ag's Gyro. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, of course.
It doubles orb effects because it's considered an attack.
Yeah.
The thing that
That's why you
comes
get
from
stuff
the
that procs, like crit.
So that means when you get Satanic, for example, you heal up really, really fast.
Yeah.
You hit twice. I guess it's very good with his crit. That's why I bought Chrysalis. I'm starting to see it. I think I may have underestimated it a little bit. The problem still is, this transition period just seems to be so long, right? When you're playing Gyro, you generally pick the hero to be dominant in the first 20-25 minutes because that's the hero's peak. That's when Rocket Barrage is good. That's when your cooldown is really good. So you try to itemize so that you're as strong as possible there. You try to win your lanes and try to win the game. However, if it's like this in elimination mode and the game is a different type and you can play for the super late game gyro, maybe this is not that bad of an approach actually. Uh-oh, Tomato.
Boris, that would look like
Has
a bait
Aegis.
Tomato. Yep, he does have Aegis like you said. Impale's
Oh,
gonna
nice
hit two.
stun.
Nicely done from PPD. Hoof stomp on top of double edge. That's a dead bench spirit. TA coming back, but here comes IX Mike with the epicenter. No burrow strike to speak of. Looks like he got silenced. Boris is gonna drop to the deck as Chessie attempting to run away, but the right clicks at Tomato are just doing work. Chessie? Nope. Infernal Blade's gonna cancel his TP. That's a 3-for-1 in favor of Team Freedom. Kua does get out. And
I
like
got
you
the
said, has
Aegis as
crit.
well, but definitely very good for Freedom here. Should be able to get this tier 2, maybe even tier 3, or force a buyback. Io and Gyro definitely cannot hold this kind of push that long. But it takes them quite a while. They don't have a creep wave top. This is actually... And this is taking like 15 seconds just for the creeps to get to the tower, so maybe they only get this tower. That's Glyph.
What do you think about the shrines not being able to take it out until you get a tier 3?
I think it's a good change. I think part of the reason they did it was that the games got a little bit too streamlined.
Yeah, I agree. It's
I would like
too
to think the
methodical,
design. I'd like to think that the design. We should probably wait with that. This is going to be a fight here. Tomato will do whatever damage he can. Going to probably see them disengage after this tier 3. BSJ really wants that.
Down the tier 3 goes BSJ using the Hurricane Pike.
So this might seem like a weird comparison in a way, but I think in a way the design philosophy is the same as when Roshan was changed from having a set spawn timer to being random. You remember it used to always be the same time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
They changed that, I think, because the games got so predictable that the leading team would just play slow, know exactly when Roche was up, dominate the Roche pit, and then take Roche, so that added some chaos.
Oh no.
Oh.
Tomato. He almost got wrecked by that ancient. Boris gonna use Stampede to full effect. They're gonna get a nice stun onto 3 heroes for Team Freedom. QO pops his Satanic. The first to drop for them is gonna be Centaur. 1 for 2 at the current moment in time. The Doom.
Nice against
not able to get
Refraction,
his
this
ult off.
Gyro Axe.
Here comes the counter initiation from IX Mike. They're gonna get 2 after that. IO buys back into the game. IX Mike's gonna pay for his transgressions as QO hooked up with JO and Chessie, and they're gonna attempt to go for this tier 2 mid.
This Gyro Axe is some good shit. I knew it was going to be
I
great.
hate so much.
That's cool. I like stuff like this. It's
I like new stuff.
It's eye-opening. I was definitely underselling it.
Eye-opening?
It's cool.
Work.
What was that? Eye-opening?
Nothing. Yeah.
Come on, man.
That was pretty bad one. I'll
Good
agree.
push here. So anyway, what were we talking about before even?
Who even gives a shit? As this tier 3 tower is going to take a lot of damage. We're talking about the shrines.
Yes. Good. Okay. Let's see if BSJ can run
Yeah,
on
why
this
don't you talk
gyro.
about that
I
right
think
now
it's
as
gonna
there's a
get
fight going to happen.
Yes, he's out. Gyro. Uh-oh. That's not a good call down.
Well, he's going to get doomed up. He did pop the Satanic, actually, but not going to keep him alive. Jo. Looks like he will die as well, and the gem drops to the deck. I don't know whose gem was that originally. Let's see. Loki. So they just retrieved
They
their
got their
gem
own
back.
gem back, yeah. So anyway, the point I was trying to make, I'll make it quick now. If now that you don't all the games in the past were just take all tier 2s, take shrines, build advantage, take Roche, end game. Now it's a little more tricky because you can take all the tier 2s, but you still can't get the shrines, and they are generally the losing teams way back in the games that they can TP on them to contest Roche, TP on them to flank and gank from behind, use them for smokes, all this kind of stuff. So you need to commit really hard and earn that advantage. And I think taking, in some games it's easier to take 1 tier 3 than taking all the tier 2s. And then that's your lineup's reward for being built that way. But most of the time it's harder. Because the high ground defense is so much easier. There's like a billion shrines that you have in base to hold your tower with and stuff. So I like that change a lot. I actually think it improved the game quite a bit. The game's got a lot more interesting to watch and play, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
a fan.
Definitely agree. PPD is going to run into BSJ, but the Impale's a little bit too slow. Team Freedom right now grouped up. Looks like they might want to smoke here, and indeed they do. Perhaps they want to gank this shrine. Top priority. Typically when you want to go for shrines, it helps you get map control. Do you just go for it here, or you obviously prefer a kill, but they're not going to find anything? At least nobody's in the vicinity. Gyro,
If
though.
you've smoked like this, you want to try to find a kill first, and then if you don't, you can get some.
Gyrocopter, Burrow Strike. That's an Agnem Scepter for IX Mike. Jo
nice
Yules
Yules.
up. Satanic does pop. Is it going to be enough? No. Down goes the Ags Gyrocopter. Tomato pops the BKB in the meantime. Boris, he stuns up Doom. Epicenter, it looks like it was completely wasted. Boris is going to be able to force staff to safety.
It's caused a minor earthquake.
Oh, nice swap. That's the beauty of Vengeful Spirit in the new patch. You're able to actually get levels as support. Level 2, the other swap compared to level 1 is a huge difference.
Yeah, Gyro died without buyback there. The relocate's not that well timed from Jo. I think he panicked a little bit and tethered in instead of casting reload and then... Oh, nice stun.
Oh, nice impale. Here's TA ready to go to work, but the Spike Carapace was preventing from going onto PPD. As there's the initiation from Boris, who did buy back. Double Edge is not enough to finish off the Razor. Tomato and
Great
company.
hold. They didn't even lose the tower without Gyro being alive. That's
Do they still
very nicely
continue
done.
it? I mean, they still have Doom. No, they're just going to take out the Shrine. And
They
back
can't
up.
go in. BSJ is too low. The BKBs are on cooldown, so good stuff from the Dire to hold there.
What do you think of Chessie's build this game? It's very right-click heavy and some utility, obviously, with Scythe Device.
I think that's generally the way to play Nature's Prophet nowadays. Now that you can get an item like Pike, so you get so good attack range, it's a lot easier to play him like a carry, because you're further away from the center of the fight.
Do you think
Makes
Ags
it
is
really good with
garbage on him?
Mjolnir. I think this build is more or less standard, I would say. The Pike into Mjolnir is very common. Then either you go a semi-utility after with something like Hex, or you get hardcore physical damage with like generally Bloodthorn, I think is the choice. Daedalus is almost a dead item, no pun intended. Almost nowadays. I feel like almost every hero picks up the Bloodthorn over it. In this game, we're going to see Gyro get the Daedalus instead, and I think it's because of the Side Gunner. It's a better crit in itself than the Bloodthorn has.
Well, even with Flat Cannon, obviously it won't proc on those hits, but isn't it just generally more damage overall you're going to get?
Yeah, Gyro is one of the heroes where I could see it being better, but you know, classically on Gyro you would still usually get MKB instead for that logic, right? Like it gives the same damage as Daedalus, you don't crit on the secondary targets anyway, and then you know you're not going to miss your attacks. Yeah, it's all for the Side Gunner, man. His entire build is built around Side Gunner. So that's good to see, right? It shows like it wasn't just some sort of random thing. He has very clear foresight and an idea he wants to do. It's cool to see it played here.
So this bias, I'll just call it a bias that I had previous to this game about Aghanims on Gyro. It's not like I just got it out of nowhere, right? It's not just a random ass opinion.
No, it's
like
it's
a lot
generally
of
been
pro players,
considered
like
extremely
Arteezy
garbage.
really tested it apparently. I know Weehaw did as well, and they consider it like they would think it's literally the worst Ags in the game, bottom tier.
By the
it's
way,
not too bad this game.
I was told it does get
Here we
countered
go
by
again.
Break. Break does counter passives that don't have a spell as well.
Oh yeah,
like
that's right. Because AM,
Gyro
AM
and
Ags,
Anti-Mage's Ags also get countered by Break.
That's true. Okay. So are we gonna see that? Is the question. I
Doesn't
don't
look
know.
like it. Doom's building BKB. Good choice. I think more of the Radiant heroes need to get BKBs. Is this a 10-second on BSJ? It is. Tomatoes is down to 8. What's eventually going to happen for Team Freedom is that when these fights break out, you look at this WanteD lineup, and as we talked about earlier, they're very reliant on these stuns of Nyx and Centaur to be able to perform their fights. So if these heroes just run at them with BKBs on and hit stuns, it's hard for them to fight back. Especially if they isolate and kill the Gyro first, and I feel like there's just not enough in the tank for WanteD after that to win fights. Maybe if we see Nature's Prophet get toward a Bloodthorn or something like that here, let's see if Chessie does that. But for now I would say Team Freedom's in a pretty good position.
What are your thoughts on Aghanim's Nature's Prophet nowadays, with that level 25 talent being able to
Plus 6
double
chance?
your HP? Well, no, that was the meme, right?
That was the shit
That's
version.
just like give enemy extra gold, essentially.
Double treant HP and damage is pretty good. I think it can be a cool build if you're playing a lineup that is really centered around that playstyle. Like you only want to split push really hard and whittle your enemies down that way. I think it can be a good item. But obviously, I think it's difficult to strategize and build your lineup around having level 25 talents. You should consider it like a luxury that you get toward, because many games end before that point. Oh, Chessie.
Boy, Chessie at half HP, Yule's up, Tomato pops the BKB, Boris using Stampede, as looks like WanteD just wants to get the hell out of here. Kyo pops Satanic, Jo looking to get him out of here. Is he gonna get him? Yes! Nobody didn't get him in Fountain! He dies right outside Oh my god, that adds insult to injury. He does have a buyback if needed. 2 dead for WanteD. PPD looks to be next. Veil is there, right clicks, drops the gem, and a
Can't
14k lead for TF. For Team
Can't you
Freedom.
double-click relocate? Doesn't that relocate
Yes,
to Fountain?
I
I believe that got
believe so.
changed.
I believe
Oops.
that is correct, yes.
I think so.
Oh, man.
He might have
rough.
even had him in Fountain. What can happen is if Gyro is like attack moving and he gets pulled to Fountain, then he runs out of Fountain
Bottom
by
lane,
mistake. I didn't see
Nature's
it.
Prophet trying to take advantage.
This is not
of the
good
ratting
for WanteD
mechanism.
at this point.
It is not. Well, Gyro and Nature's Prophet do buy back here. They get 2 sprouted up with the 4 staffs, get him out of dodge. Jay, in the meantime, he has a Ghost Scepter. He's going to stay alive for now, but the Gyrocopter, if they kill him, that's huge. That is a dieback. And that is a rack, and GG is called.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Wow, that was quite sudden to say.
It's the nature of these two lineups, I think, is that at some point one fight is going to be very one team favored. And in my opinion, Team Freedom's team fights are a little bit easier to execute and they have more ways of engaging. The Nyx and the Centaur have to really deliver, and the team needs to play perfectly around it. Oh, you look at the Radiant, any good swap, any good Sand King stun, they can doom someone, they can just blink in and use all of their pikes to just run heroes down. That's kind of what they did. They got that good pick in the start on the Gyro, even though they actually almost failed with that relocate, like you said. Could have been very different.
All right,
kind of
so
a bold play,
after watching the game, Cinderwin,
yeah.
what are your post-game thoughts and verdicts on Gyro Ags?
This is the important thing, obviously.
Hey, this is apparently chat. This is all chat's talking about. All right, this is the only
Yeah.
thing that was interesting. This game, so just go with it.
You know, like, that was the point I was making, is it looks like it can be really good later on.
Hi guys, I am Jesse. Gonna be making the analysis from a replay.
Hello, this is Fogged. We're going to attempt to describe the 7.00.
Hi guys, Slasher here. In this series, Slasher dissects Phantom Assassin.
My name is Jenkins Dota. I'm currently playing on Team Red.
Place your bets on more than 15 esports games using the worldwide payments and even Bitcoin. We offer 24/7 support and bonuses for every new user. Best esports bets on gg.bet.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh god, we're frozen. Mod, fix me.
I got it. Hold on.
Welcome back to Elimination Mode, the Whisper Cast. It's sleepy time here in the studio. Suns fan has abandoned ship.